Hello students, in this video I am explaining chapter number 1 chemical reactions and equations for class 10 science, and here I am going to solve question number 16 from NCERT exercise of this chapter, and that is on page number 15. Question number 1 to question number 15 already I have completed, and I have prepared 3 separate videos, that is part 1, part 2, part 3, and already uploaded on my channel. You can visit my channel, watch my videos, and if you are not yet subscribed my channel, then please consider subscribing my channel. Now the remaining questions I am going to solve in this video. I'll start with question number 16. Question number 16 is explain the terms, explain the following terms of gain or loss of oxygen with two examples each. So here we have two terms, one is oxidation and one is reduction. These two I have to explain in terms of gain and loss of oxygen, and for each term I have to give two examples. So first term is oxidation. So let's write the definition of oxidation. It is a type of reaction in which oxygen is added to a substance or there is a removal of hydrogen from a substance. So according to question, I have to explain only in terms of gain and loss of oxygen, but still I am explaining in terms of hydrogen also. So don't get confused. So see here, oxygen, it is a type of reaction in which oxygen is added to a substance or there is a removal of hydrogen from a substance is called as oxidation. So let's see the example. Example 1, CO2 plus H2 gives CO plus H2O. So here CO2 plus H2 are reactant, CO and H2O are product. If you focus the reaction, see this hydrogen, it is H2 in the reactant, but in the product it has become H2O, oxygen. So in this hydrogen, oxygen is oxygen is added, and due to the addition of oxygen we have got water. So I can say there is the addition of oxygen in hydrogen, therefore hydrogen undergoes oxidation. I can say hydrogen undergoes oxidation in the first example, first reaction. Now see the second one. Cu plus O2 gives CuO. This 2 is just used to balance the reaction. So the reaction is copper plus oxygen gives copper oxide. So in the reaction, if you see, it was copper, and at the end of the reaction it has become copper oxide. So in this copper, oxygen is added, therefore copper is also undergoing oxidation. So these are the two examples of oxidation. So see here I have written in the bracket addition of oxygen to hydrogen, addition of oxygen to copper. Now the second one is reduction. What is reduction? A type of reaction in which hydrogen is added to a substance or oxygen is removed is called as reduction. So it is a reverse of oxidation reaction. In oxidation, hydrogen is removed. In reduction, hydrogen is added. In oxidation, oxygen is added. In reduction, oxygen is removed. So this is the hint which you have to remember. Oxidation reaction is exactly opposite to reduction reaction. So I'll repeat, the type of reaction in which hydrogen is added or oxygen is removed is called as reduction reaction. So the example, you can see the first example. I have taken same reaction here. CO2 plus H2 gives CO plus H2O. In this reaction, if you focus, CO2 is carbon dioxide in the reactant, and in the product it has become CO. So here there are two oxygen, but here there is only one oxygen. So during the conversion of CO2 to CO, one oxygen is removed. So here oxygen is minus. We have removed one oxygen, and removal of oxygen is called as reduction. Therefore, CO2 undergoes reduction reaction. So here in the bracket, oxygen is removed from CO2. Therefore, CO2 undergoes reduction. Like this, we can understand. Now see the second reaction, CuO plus H2. When it is heated, this triangle is nothing but the symbol of heating. So when it is heated, it becomes Cu plus H2O. Now if you focus this reaction, it was CuO in the reactant, and in the product it became Cu. So if you focus, oxygen is removed, see here, minus oxygen. Oxygen is removed from this CuO and it has become Cu. And removal of oxygen is also called as reduction. Therefore, oxygen is removed from CuO and CuO undergoing reduction reaction. So these are the two examples for each term, that is oxidation and reduction, and these are the definitions of oxidation and reduction. I hope you will understand the answer of this question number 16. Now I am going to move with the next question. Question number 17. A shiny brown colored element X on heating in air becomes black in color. So here they have given one sentence, that is, there is one element X which is shiny brown color, but on heating with air it is going to become black in color. Name the element X and the black color compound formed. So based on this statement, the question is name the element X. So what is that element X which is shiny brown color, and what is the black color compound which is going to form after heating? Answer is very simple. The shiny brown color element is X is copper, that is Cu. It is already explained in detail in the NCERT book. Shiny brown colored element X is copper, and when this copper is heated in air, copper reacts with oxygen to form black compound called copper oxide, that is CuO. So let's see the reaction. Copper, that is Cu, combines with oxygen and it becomes CuO. So black color compound is CuO, copper oxide, and shiny brown color element is X, that is copper. So this was the answer for question number 17. Now see question number 18. Why do we apply paint on iron articles? So you maybe have seen whatever articles are prepared of iron, like it may be of table, it may be of cupboard, or it may be of any vehicle parts. Those all will be painted before using. So what is the reason for this? Answer: iron is reactive element and can react with moisture and air. So whatever articles are made up of iron, those all are reactive. The reactivity of those iron articles is very high, and this is according to activity series. This all is according to activity series. If you see activity series, iron is on the top, so therefore it is more active. And to become stable, it start reacting with the moisture or the air present in the atmosphere. That is called as corrosion. So iron articles, if exposed for long time in moisture or air, can get corroded and forms rust. So it is a very common example you maybe have seen around us, that is whatever articles are made up of iron, if they are not painted, then after some time, because of getting exposed with the moisture and air, they will undergo corrosion. They will form one brown colored yellowish color rust. So paint is applied on the iron article to prevent rusting and form a protective layer for exposure to air and moisture. So whenever we use paint, so see here what happens if this is an article which is made up of iron, and here if there is a air or the moisture, I'll write it here, moisture, or if there is a air, from air oxygen I can take O2, air or O2. When this comes in contact with the iron article, then this iron will combine and it becomes rust. So now what we have to do? We have to avoid the contact between iron and this air, and for that there should be one barrier between the iron article and the moisture or air. And this barrier, it is nothing but a paint. I hope you are understanding now. So when we paint this iron article from all the sides, moisture or air will not come in contact with this iron directly. There will be a barrier between the iron article and the moisture air. And due to this, the rust formation or corrosion formation will be avoided. And this is the reason why we apply paint on the iron articles. I hope you will understand. Now I'll move with the next question. Question number 19. Oil and fat containing food items are flushed with nitrogen. Why? So see the question. Oil and fat containing food items are flushed with nitrogen. So whichever food items have oil or fat, before storing them, they will be flushed with the nitrogen. Like for example, chips packets or pickles or any sweet items. So these all food items, before packing, they will be flushed with the nitrogen. And the reason, we have to write it here. So answer: oil and fat containing items are perishable. What is perishable? Decay easily. Decay means they'll get spoiled easily. So here I have written can be spoiled when they exposed to oxygen. So remember, oils and fats containing substances or containing food items especially will get spoiled easily when they come in contact with oxygen. This is because oil and fats are reactive and can react with oxygen easily, get oxidized and start producing bacteria so that it will change the smell and the taste of the food. To prevent this oxidation, these items are flushed with nitrogen gas. So to avoid the spoiling of this food item, we have to flush this food with nitrogen gas. Why nitrogen? See here. Nitrogen is an inert gas. Nitrogen is an inert gas. What do you mean by inert? Inert gases are the gases which cannot react, which will cannot react, or the atmosphere where there is an inert gas, there will be no reaction. So see here, nitrogen is an inert gas and cannot react with oil or fat easily. So food items with oil and fats are kept in packets having nitrogen gas that increases the shelf life, means they will not get spoiled easily. The life of that food item will increase, makes these items last for long time. So you maybe have seen a chips packet, potato chips packet or Wafers. These all will have one kind of air. You maybe have seen the packet. So what is that air? That air is nothing but what? It is the nitrogen gas. So this nitrogen gas, when it is filled in air packets, those whole packets will get a inert area there where there will be no reaction. So due to this, those chips or the food items will remain in a good quality for long time. They will not get spoiled easily, which is called as the shelf life is increased. If there is no nitrogen gas, then the chips or the food items will combine with oxygen, get oxidized, and the food will get spoiled. So this is the reason why nitrogen gas is used to flush. So this was the answer for question number 19. Now I'll move with next question. Now the next question is question number 20. Explain the following terms with one example each. So here we have two terms. One is corrosion and one is rancidity. We have to explain it. Also we have to write one example. So see here, corrosion is defined as the process where substance, generally metal, deteriorates, means decomposes or gets spoil or decomposes, etc. So here you can see corrosion means it is the process where substances, and generally which substances, metal, get spoiled, get destructed, get decomposes, get wasted and forms a layer of oxide on its surface. Metal gets converted into their hydrated oxides or sulfides. Example, iron, copper, silver. So you maybe have seen iron, because iron is used for preparation of many articles like table, or it may be a chair, or it may be a cupboard, or another articles. So maximum there will be a use of iron in our day-to-day life. If you see this iron article, those all will be painted. They will be having paint on itself. Why? Because iron is very reactive. It easily get it react with the moisture and oxygen. And whenever it combines with the moisture and oxygen, remember that metal is getting spoiled or getting decomposed. For example, if this is an iron metal, imagine if this is an iron article and these all are iron atoms which are present in this. Now see what happens if there is a moisture into the atmosphere and this moisture is having water vapors, oxygen. This get combines with this iron atoms and iron atom get converted into iron oxide, that is Fe2O3. So this iron atom get converted into iron oxide, then the next get converted into iron oxide, then the next, and the process continues. And due to which the upper layer of this article, this whole becomes rust, and this reaction is not reversible. Once the formation of rust takes place, once the formation of iron oxide takes place, it is permanent. We cannot reverse the reaction. Means these many atoms have got wasted. We have converted it into rust. This process is called as corrosion. So this process I have explained with iron, but you can see the same process with other metals like copper, silver, etc. Copper also forms copper sulfide, silver also forms silver sulfide, etc. So see here the example which I am explaining. Iron plus oxygen plus water vapors. So here I have written N. N means any number of water vapors. So when ion combines with oxygen and any number of water molecules, it gives hydrated iron oxide. So here there is a N means any coefficient. Whatever number you are using here, if it is 2, then here also it will be 2. If it is 3, then here also it will be 3. Remember this. And because there is a water beside this iron oxide, it is written as hydrated iron oxide. Fe2O3 means it is iron oxide. But if it is Fe2O3 dot something 2H2O, then this is called as hydrated iron oxide. Hydrated indicates there is a water molecule in this. So this was the example for corrosion. If I see how silver undergoes corrosion, silver will try to react with the hydrogen sulfate present in the atmosphere and silver becomes a silver sulfide. So if this is the article which is made up of silver and if these all are silver items, then what happens? This silver combined with H2S and it becomes silver sulfide Ag2S. This also becomes silver sulfide and this process continues. So these all silver atoms will become silver sulfide. This process is also called as rusting or the corrosion. Same thing we can see in case of copper. Copper also forms copper sulfide. So this was about corrosion. So remember, corrosion means rusting, deteriorates or decomposes or spoils the metal. Now the next term is rancidity. So how I have explained metals, when metal get wasted, it is called corrosion. Same way, when food is wasted, it is called as rancidity. So let me explain. Rancidity, it is a process in which food items like fats and oils are oxidized. Oxidized means getting spoiled. This results in the change in taste and smell of the food items and is called rancidity. So whenever food items are getting spoiled due to the reaction with the oxygen, it is called as rancidity. For example, when any fried food is exposed to air for a long time, then it has a change in smell, taste, becomes rancid. Means if you imagine potato chips which are fried means there is oil. And if you keep these potato chips for many days, for a long time, open, then they will react with the atmospheric oxygen or the water vapors and the smell or the taste becomes different. It changes and that is nothing but the chips has got rancid or the process is called as rancidity. And I have told you in the last question to avoid this whole, the food items which have oil and fat which will be flushed with the nitrogen gas. So nitrogen gas will create an inert atmosphere where there will be no reaction, of this oil and fat with these water vapors or oxygen, and therefore the chips or the food items can be stored for many days without getting spoiled. So this I have explained in the last question. So here what is rancidity I have told and even I have given one of the example. In the question they have asked explain the terms with the example. So corrosion, this is the example, rancidity, and here there is the example. So I hope you will understand the explanation of this question number 20. So with this question, I have solved and explained all the questions which are present in NCERT exercise on page number 15 in the chapter 1, that is chemical reactions and equations. I hope these all the answers will help you to prepare for your exams. If you are understanding these all the answer, if you are getting little bit also help from these all the videos, then share my videos with your friends and please consider subscribing my channel. So after this, I am going to start with the next chapter. Thank you so much.